Modern businesses are plagued with the content delivery challenge. In a traditional environment, traffic is throttled to reduce bandwidth congestion. It wouldn't be uncommon to see 20% set aside for content distribution and 80% set aside for the business traffic. But what happens if you need more than 80% for your business traffic? If you have several important meetings going on at the same time in a single office, or if you have a lot of users collaborating on file shares for large projects? What happens if you only need half the amount? What happens if you only need 40% for your business traffic? What happens to the other unused 40%? Or what happens if you're using 100% of your available bandwidth for both content distribution and for business traffic? Add to this the Windows 10 size problem. If you search the Microsoft Update Catalog for Windows 10 Cumulative Update, you'll notice that the cumulative updates that are released for each version of Windows 10 are about a gig in size, and these get released every single month. You have to deliver 1 gig of updates across your environment every single month. This is true whether you have a handful of PCs or whether you have several thousand PCs. An additional problem is the Windows 10 feature update problem. Feature updates for Windows 10 come twice a year, and they're about 3.5 gigs in size. So, again, in a traditional environment where traffic is throttled, you have unused bandwidth when it could be used for other things. So, if you're only using 40% of your business traffic, you have a remaining 40% that's not doing anything, which means that your Windows 10 content that you have to deliver is only getting 20% of the bandwidth when it could actually have 60%, which could reduce the time that it takes to deliver the content that you need to get out to your end users. The smart option for conquering the bandwidth challenge is to use a network aware solution. Adaptiva OneSite is able to intelligently predict when bandwidth is available and use it for business need or use it for content delivery need. It'll monitor router queues and decide how much of the pipe it can fill, and when it detects critical business traffic, it backs off. So it never impacts your end users, it never impacts their experience on the network. And this is proven in small environments and large environments, whether the connection is good or slow. Here we have 4 VMs. The 2 on the left are connected to a dedicated NIC on the host. The 2 on the right are connected to a different dedicated NIC on the host. The NICs are then connected by Cisco routers with a T1 line in between. So we have a total link speed of 180K, or a true wide area network. Without anything going across the pipe, we can use all available bandwidth. In the upper right VM, we're going to do an SMB file copy, and this demonstrates a regular content transfer. So this is going to be regular business traffic going over the wire. If you watch on the 2 lower VMs, you'll see that as soon as the SMB copy gets going, the Adaptiva content transfer backs off. We stop sending and allow all business data to go first. So again, looking at the bottom VMs, you can see that using the Adaptiva client, we're calculating what the threshold is for congestion on the link. We're monitoring router queues, and we're doing this indirectly, meaning we don't need to plug into the routers, we don't need the credentials, we just listen on standard TCP ports. And we're intelligently looking to see what's available to fill, and we fill it to make optimum use of the resources. And we're doing this via UDP with complete transmission controls built on top. The transmission controls allows us to deliver content where TCP can't do it. So for example, in a proof of concept on a 19K link with a 4-second latency and 50% packet loss, we're able to deliver content where originally you couldn't do it using anything TCP based. An added benefit to using Adaptiva's OneSite technology to tackle content delivery challenges is the ability to speedily deliver content over slow links or congested networks. NetBoost helps protect your network's responsiveness. If bandwidth is bandwidth, then you know that your end users are only going to care about responsiveness. They aren't going to care whether or not you're using 100%, 70%, or 80% of your bandwidth. They're going to care about how responsive is their network in relation to what it is that they're trying to do. Flow Equalizer proactively manages ConfigMgr traffic and time slices the content distribution so that you can ship out all content not only as soon as possible, but as fast as possible.